Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, and for today and for the next week or so, USA Men's Olympic Ice Hockey. I am your host, Brady Vini. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Stepping outside of our range of coverage here. Like I just said, we usually talk about strictly professional Pittsburgh sports here on this channel, but when a occasion so big as the Olympics goes down, especially with one of my favorite sports, ice hockey, we have to cover it, especially for Team USA, and especially this year because for the first time in 12 years, the last time being 2014, NHL players return to Olympic hockey play, and what a start to the tournament we have already had so far in not even 24 hours, I would say, or a little over 24 hours of Olympic ice hockey play. So far, we have had upsets, we have had blowouts, and we have had tons of action in these games. The tournament kicked off yesterday morning with Slovakia upsetting Team Finland 4-1. Juraj Slavkovsky of the Montreal Canadiens leading the way with some excellent goaltending play from the Slovakian netminder. In the afternoon yesterday, Team Sweden, that has a pair of Pittsburgh Penguins players, Erik Karlsson and Rickard Rakell, they were able to outlast Team Italy. The stat sheet says one thing, that it was a dominant effort from Sweden, but that game was closer than what numbers may show. 5-2 final in that one. Karlsson and Rakell each recording a point. Today, this coming up here in a matter of moments will be game 3 of 4 today for the Olympic hockey games. This morning, Team Switzerland, led by Nashville Predators defenseman Roman Josi, they were able to take down France 4-0. And then what just wrapped up, I would say 2 hours ago, Canada and Czechia playing each other. Of course, Canada, the absolute juggernaut in this tournament, led by Sidney Crosby, Nate McKinnon, Connor McDavid, Kel Makar, a whole bunch of NHL top stars right there. It was a 5-0 shutout for Canada. Crosby recording 2 assists in that win. Canada, like I said, juggernauts in this tournament. They, the odds-on favorite to win the gold medal. Second, and not behind Canada by much. Canada plus 120 to win the gold medal. Right behind them, coming in at plus 175 to take home gold in this year's Olympics, Team USA, which is who we will be covering with live reactions and commentary here today. And dare I say, one of the most, if not the most stacked Team USA roster of all time. And that's even with a pair of solid goal scorers in Cole Caulfield and Jason Robertson not making the team. There's some things to nitpick about this roster, but all in all, probably the best team that the USA has put out on the ice for these Olympics. Their lineup tonight, pretty solid, at least at the top half. The Tkachuk brothers, Brady and Matthew, they will be flanking Jack Eichel in the center. Of course, Eichel, Stanley Cup champion with the Vegas Golden Knights. Probably my favorite non-Pittsburgh Penguins player in the league right now. Then you have former Pittsburgh Penguin Jake Gensel. He is on the wing along with Matthew Boldy for Captain America, that being Austin Matthews of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Third line, sneakily could be the best line on this team. Dylan Larkin, excellent center for the Detroit Red Wings. He centers a large physical body, Tage Thompson of the Buffalo Sabres, and an absolute lethal scorer in Kyle Connor of the Winnipeg Jets. Fourth line in today's matchup, Brock Nelson, who's probably the most seasoned veteran on this team. He will center JT Miller of the New York Rangers and Jack Hughes. Hughes, a little shocked that he wasn't in the top 6. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how Hughes does on a bottom line with him being a top line minutes player that he is. Vincent Trocheck, he, just like JT Miller, 2 Pittsburgh natives. They will be Trocheck. He will be the extra forward here today. The defense corps for Team USA, I want to say easily the most star-studded and well-rounded defensive corps in the entire Olympic tournament right now. Quinn Hughes, Charlie McAvoy, Quinn Hughes, along with Kel Makar. You can argue 1A, 1B for best defenseman on the planet right now. So you got Hughes with Charlie McAvoy, nice grit and sandpaper guy right there is McAvoy, followed by Jacob Slavin. He made a case for best defenseman on this Team USA roster going back last year in the Four Nations tournament. He was an absolute gamer there. He will play with the youngster Brock Faber. Another youngster, Jake Sanderson, will pair up with Zach Werenski, top D-man for the Columbus Blue Jackets, who could be a sneaky contender for maybe a guy that surprises you on this Team USA roster. Noah Hannafin of the Vegas Golden Knights, he will be D-man number 7 tonight for Team USA. In goal for the Americans, Connor Hellebuck, one of the best goaltenders in the entire NHL, along with Jake Ottinger of the Dallas Stars, who will be his backup. They will take on Latvia today as a part of, I believe, Group B play, if I am not mistaken. Group C play, Latvia and the U.S. They are going to take on a Latvia club. Does have a nice little goaltending tandem. Starting in net for them today will be Elvis Merzlikins of the Columbus Blue Jackets. He will be backed up by another Penguin, Arturs Shilovs. A little surprised that Shilovs, with the season he's been having in Pittsburgh, did not get the nod. Other than the goaltending, not too many stars in this lineup for Latvia. They do have a few NHLers, Zemgus Girgensons, another former Penguin, Teddy Bluger, Sandis Vilimanis. They got, I believe, Uvis Belinskins from the Florida Panthers. So it's going to be a tough one here today for Latvia, if I had to guess. But hey, if anything, at least going back to yesterday's games, if the Olympics have shown us anything thus far, it's that these games, even though one team could be absolutely loaded and the other team could be fielding guys who just learned to skate 6 months ago, these games can be tightly contested. We saw Slovakia yesterday, even though they didn't have as many NHLers as Finland, pull off the 4-1 upset in Italy. They actually, even though they were getting outplayed by Sweden, the score was, 2-2 heading into late into the second period, even into the third period, if I remember correctly. Team USA walking down the tunnel, about to take the ice here. Get a good look there of Charlie McAvoy, number 25 for Team USA. He wearing the face bubble shield on his helmet here today. He will be facing off against the guy that made him wear that face shield. I believe it is Vilmanis for Latvia. Vilmanis, Florida Panther, McAvoy, Boston Bruins. A few weeks ago, sort of a chicken wing action Vilmanis gave to the face of McAvoy. So McAvoy not going to forget that. We'll see how they settle this here on the ice here this evening. Just some other guys on this Latvia roster. Got Vilmanis, Girgensons, Edwards, Traumax, Bukarts, Bluger, Balsers, Krastenbergs, Locke Millis, and Dalgavins. You have Ravinskins, Batna, and Zirkles as the forwards. Rubens, Balinskis, Zyle, Yaks, Mamsix, Smits as the D-core. Freebergs and Eagle will be the backup defenseman and forward. Again, in the Olympics, you are allowed to dress 7 defensemen and 13 forwards. So if someone were to go down with injury, you are good to go and will not be hampered by that in terms of lineup construction here. Puck drop about to go down right now. They just showed Merzlikins in net for Latvia. Hellebuck, who led Team USA to second place in the Four Nations face-off last year. He again in net for Team USA. Solid D-core or goaltending trio for Team USA. You got Hellebuck backed up by Ottinger. Cannot forget Jeremy Swayman of the Boston Bruins as well. He is not dressing for this game here today. Get a look at some of the fans in the crowd. Will not be surprised if it is a fairly favored Latvian crowd. There are a few Team USA fans in the building here, and we are about ready to get this going. You got Jack Eichel of the Vegas Golden Knights. He will lean in to take this opening face-off against a former teammate of his in Buffalo, Zemgus Girgensons, and we are underway. Thank you guys for coming along here on this Thursday afternoon covering USA Olympic hockey. puck was briefly in the Latvian zone, and then it was wrapped around the boards all the way back down to Team USA ice. I think it was Quinn Hughes trying to send it up the boards. Now he'll get possession of it again. Matt Boldy couldn't handle that pass. Jake Gensel knocks it in deep. Back behind the net, Gergensons picks it up there for Latvia, leaves it for his D-man, Balinskis. Balinskis and his defensive partner try to play catch behind the net, nearly turned it over, and now Latvia in the neutral zone trying to push it towards Team USA ice. Picked off at the red line, dumped back in by the Americans. Eichel in on pressure there for Merzlikins. He plays it to number 21 for Latvia. I will apologize in real time. It's going to be a little bit before I remember these numbers for Team Latvia. That was Rudolf Spaltzers who had the puck momentarily. Back into the Latvian zone here, and looks like Team USA is offsides. Take a good look at number 77, Kristaps Zeil, or Zeal. Not sure how you're going to pronounce that for Latvia. Bit of a stats here on Team USA, seeking their first medal since 2010. They took silver in those Olympic Games. Of course, that was the infamous Sidney Crosby overtime golden goal. Team USA here passing not that crisp here in the first minute and a half to begin this game. Here is Tage Thompson flying up the left boards, puts on the stop, waits for a trailer. McAvoy, his shot towards the net goes just wide. Picked up down low by Kyle Connor. Connor up high. Werenski a shot now. Pad save, rebound there, and oh my goodness, is that a goal? Where's the puck? Dylan Larkin on the rebound. He had a whole wide open net, and did he miss that? Oh my goodness. Dylan Larkin may have just missed a wide open net. Play stopped. I assume the puck went out of play. Oh no. Merzlikins makes the stop. He is a fish out of water at the top of his crease, and Larkin, wide open cage, put it right back through the blue paint, and then it was knocked by a Latvian player out of play. We play on, though. That close to making it 1-0 early was Team USA. They apply pressure again here. Shot from the point for McAvoy. Might have hit his own guy, Brock Nelson. The fourth line of Team USA is going to go off here. Onto the ice now. It's Quinn Hughes. Hughes hitting a trailer. That is Boldy. Minnesota Wild forward. General manager of the Wild, Bill Guerin, assembling this Team USA. There's Jake Gensel. Up high, Boldy, his shot blocked on the way to the net. Picked up behind by Latvia. Up the boards here, Zierkals, number 17. Will airmail it out to center. There's a hard hit in the neutral zone here. And now we're going to have a little bit of action here. Austin Matthews took a hit and a half from number 95. That is Oskars Botna, the fourth line center for Latvia. That draws a bit of a crowd from the Americans. Nothing coming of it. We'll see how physical this Team USA is going to be in this tournament. I mean, I think what really put best on best hockey on the map was that Four Nations face-off from last year. Tons of bad blood between the U.S. and Canada, but might not see too much of that in these Olympics. Fighting in the Olympics will get you a 5-minute major penalty and a game misconduct. We resume play here. Here's Brady Tkachuk skating like a madman right now. And now it's his brother Matthew bringing up the boards. Lost it to Balinskins, his Florida Panthers teammate. Backhanded out to center here. Brock Faber trying to fend off the pressure from Vilmanis. Faber gets it back now from his D partner, Slavin. Dumped in by Faber. Hard around the boards. Merzlikins couldn't stop it. Behind the net now, Balinskis. Breakout pass out to center here. Dumped in by Latvia. Back to retrieve it is Werenski. Fends off the forecheck of Rudolf Balcers. Now there's Werenski laying a big hit up against the boards. That was on Teddy Bluger. Sends him down to the ice. Puck comes out in front of Hellebuck, but it's cleared out of there by USA. Tage Thompson. Look out for him to be a sneaky wild card in these Olympics for Team USA. Very underrated player. Helping lead the Buffalo Sabres to a surprisingly good season. Dumped in here. Cross corner by the U.S. Picked up there. So we hit the 4-minute mark of the first period here. Charlie McAvoy out in center. He'll dump it around again. Dump and chase game a lot here from Team USA. Quinn Hughes D-to-D with McAvoy. His shot goes off the skate of a Latvian player and out of play again. 15:48 left to go here in the first period. Still just one shot being registered on the scoreboard here for Team USA. There's another look at that Werenski hit on Teddy Bluger. Face-off will be to the left of Merzlikins here. Vinny Trocheck in on the draw. He'll go against number 11 for Latvia, that being Lokmelis. Won by Trocheck, getting his first action of the day as the 13th forward for the U.S. Clayton Keller, another goal-scoring winger for the Americans, inactive today. This right now was an airmail into the Latvian zone, but it was gloved on the fly by Merzlikins for a whistle. 15:34 left to go in the first period. The Matthews line comes onto the ice with the defense pairing of Slavin and Faber for this offensive zone face-off to the right of Merzlikins. Matthews on the draw, wins it. Back to Slavin. Picked up, though, up high here. It's Matthews, a shot on goal. Save made by Merzlikins. A rebound there by Gensel, cleared out by Merzlikins. In the corner now, Latvia sends it up the boards. Great keep by Faber. But hang on here. We are going to have a whistle. It's going to be high sticking for the U.S. Faber would have had an excellent chance there after gloving that down. Let's see this play again off the face-off from the U.S. Designed play where Matthews wins the draw, backs out to the high slot, and gets an excellent curl and wrist shot attempt there. Latvia sends the puck into the U.S. zone here. Slavin trying to protect the puck away from Latvia. Now we got a turnover here for the U.S. Zirkal's 2 shot attempts on Hellebuck. He stood tall and made both saves. In the corner again to the left of the U.S. net. Breakout now. Boldy sends it to Faber, gains the red line, and he'll softly dump it in. Chasing it is Matthews. Balinskis tied up with Matthews there. It's the defenseman Zyle who was able to get it out to center. Picked off there by Werenski. Now back in here. Matthew Tkachuk for his brother Brady. And on goal, shot and a score! And there it is. The Americans, they strike first. It is Brady from his brother Matthew. Team USA up 1-0. The brothers, some are calling them the Bash brothers for this Team USA squad. Matthew stopping up just as he gets into the zone. Hits his brother Brady streaking. He goes post and in, glove side on Merzlikins. And it is 1-0 U.S. Just a little over 5.5 minutes into this hockey game. The assists on the Tkachuk goal, of course, Matthew Tkachuk, Zach Werenski, the secondary assist for Team USA. That line will stay on here. Werenski behind his own net, leaves it for Noah Hannafin. Hannafin backhands it up the boards. Brady was able to chip it out to center. Now you got Werenski here in the neutral zone, gives it to Matthew Tkachuk. Pass back for Kyle Connor, fresh on the ice, was picked off. Latvia here shoots this one down. No icing here. Hannafin picks it up behind his net. Kyle Connor. Bank pass to Tage Thompson. In on the forecheck down low. It's Larkin. Now Connor. Thompson and Connor down low. Larkin here is able to give it to Kyle Connor. Now up high to Quinn Hughes. Hughes, his shot off a body and wide. Behind the net now, Latvia just looking to get it out of their zone. They're hemmed in right now. And finally, they're able to get it back out to center. Dump in here by the U.S. Tage Thompson after it. Kyle Connor chips it behind the net. Thompson couldn't get to it. Now over there, it's number 13 for Latvia doing battle with Thompson. That's Bukarts. Back in comes the U.S. now. Pass here. Shot and a score! Team USA again. Brock Nelson. JT Miller, the fourth line, comes onto the ice. Quinn Hughes just joined the rush, and that's another Team USA goal, baby. Just like that, 2-0. Unlike what both games we saw yesterday, where it is the favorites coming out and getting going early. Miller from the corner, a centering pass to Quinn Hughes. He catches it in a snapshot in the top right corner of the net over the glove of Merzlikins. And hang on here, 2-0 Team USA for the moment, but looks like we're going to have a challenge here from Latvia. And we're going to see here if this play is offsides. Latvia challenging here. That was a quick re-entry by USA. Like I said, just in the blink of an eye, the Nelson-Miller line was on the ice. They got back into the zone quickly. Quinn Hughes joining. And let's see here. Puck is... Oh, no, it's going to... Looks like it's going to be offsides. Brock Nelson backing his way into the zone. And he doesn't have control of the puck. His body is across the blue line once he officially takes control of the puck. I'm going to take the score off the screen here. It looks like this could be coming back on the U.S. Nelson here. Let's see. It's going to be his left skate that's going to be close here. Does that left skate go across the blue line before the puck does? It's kind of hard to see from the angle they're showing here. JT Miller's body is blocking it for most of this replay. Nelson, again, no possession there. It's hard to tell. I'm not sure what sort of camera work the Olympic crew has going here. If it's the same type of cameras that you get in the NHL, where you get so many angles of this. This is a long review now, probably a minute into this review now. Quinn Hughes, spinorama pass in the neutral zone. And again, JT Miller, his body is blocking the side of the puck here on this replay, so you have no idea where it is. Here we got a final verdict from the referee. And there it is, like we expected a moment ago. Indeed, Team USA does have the goal taken off. Latvia, successful challenge. The play was offside. So the Quinn Hughes tally gets washed away. Face-off now will be just outside the U.S. zone. Nelson and Lockmellis will have the draw here. Face-off won by Nelson. Excellent job again by Team USA on the face-off. Won it so clean, as a matter of fact, it went behind his own net. Faber now up through center here. Miller will dump it in on net, and it'll be held onto there by Merzlikins for the whistle. And with that, are we going to be heading to our first commercial break here for the game? I wonder. Get a good look at the Team USA coaching staff there. Mike Sullivan, two-time Stanley Cup champion with my beloved Pittsburgh Penguins, not having the best of first years with the New York Rangers, flanked on the bench by two other experienced coaches, John Hines and John Tortorella. Now we got a bit of an issue here. It looks like one Team USA player is shaken up a little bit as he heads to the bench. Battle down low in the U.S. zone here now. Outstanding forecheck here by Latvia. Puck comes in front in Hellebuck there, and oh my goodness, Latvia scores. The dog chasing after a bone forecheck mentality for Latvia just netted them a goal. And it looks like it is Krastenbergs for Latvia. Dump and chase. Team USA could not get a hold of it. And it was Austin Matthews a moment ago who was shaken up on the play. He is on the bench right now, getting checked out by the doctors, but Zemgus Girgensons battling in front with his Latvian line mates, and it's Krastenbergs on the backhand there, who's able to chip that one in. Blocker side on Hellebuck. Jack Eichel unable to get the puck out of there. I'm sure he was the guy who was just fresh on to replace Matthews, and we got a 1-1 hockey game. 12:35 left to go now in the first. Eichel and Girgensons, the two former teammates, again on the draw. One by Eichel. Puck up in the neutral zone here. Trying to backhand it in was Matthew. Glove down for a moment. Matthew again now looking for his brother Brady on the back door. Couldn't get it there. Behind the net now, Balinskis to his D partner. That is number 94 for Latvia. Rubens. Latvia back into the American zone now. Losing an edge was Girgensons. Up high now, Latvia. Walking the blue line, Balinskis. His shot blocked on the way. Chipped along there by Brady. Was looking to get it to his brother Matthew for a potential breakaway. But that effort was thwarted. McAvoy gains the red line and in. Verzlikin's trying to knock it down there. Kicked back behind the net. Pinned up the boards. Up against the boards now, Tage Thompson. He has two Latvian players all over him. Larkin now with possession of it. We'll spin it back down low. Kyle Connor couldn't catch it. Charlie McAvoy stepping down. Connor up high. Larkin a shot. Save made by Merlikins. Tons of traffic at the front. McAvoy down there. Thompson again with the puck pinned up against the boards. Larkin now joins in down deep with him. Connor up high. Got McAvoy over to Quinn Hughes. Hughes trying to dance at the blue line. He'll just try to backhand it down deep, but it's picked off, and here comes Latvia the other way. Zirkles trying to dangle. Quinn Hughes couldn't do it. Quick up now. Larkin, end of a shift. He'll now peel it back out himself to the neutral zone. Fresh on the ice, Vinny Trocheck. Trocheck shot. Glove save made by Smrzlikins, and he's going to take a couple of shots after the fact here. Yaks and Trocheck getting the gloves up. Doesn't seem like there's going to be any penalty here. I will admit, I'll give the Olympic referees a bit of flowers. Even though you're not allowed too much rough stuff and fighting in the Olympics, they have been letting the guys, let a little bit of steam go during the whistles. 15 of you in here right now. Welcome to this live reactions live stream to Team USA versus Latvia, game number 1 for both of these clubs in the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milano Cortina, Italy. You've seen multiple games go down already, including some tournament favorites like Team Canada today. They a 5-0 win over Czechia. Thought that game would be a little bit closer than what it turned out to be. Thought Czechia had an underrated roster with Lucas Dostal in goal, David Pasternak, Martin Necas, Tomáš Hertl, but they were just overmatched by the star power all the way through that lineup for Canada. Team Sweden yesterday, a 5-2 win over the host country, Italy. Surprisingly close game there. And then Finland upset by Slovakia. 17 of you in here. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you never miss a thing here on the channel again, which we mainly cover Pittsburgh sports, Penguins, Steelers, and Pirates. But today covering Team USA, up to 749 subscribers here on the channel. Let's see if we can get to 7:50 before the end of today's live stream. Back from commercial, seeing Mike Sullivan trying to inspire the troops before they took the ice here today. Hopefully this is a bit of a rejuvenation for Mike Sullivan. Will admit, watching the Penguins, it was time for him to depart after winning back-to-back Stanley Cups with the Pens in 2016 and 2017, but has not had any bit of a good season with the Rangers. Speaking of the Rangers, one of a few Rangers players he brought with him to the Olympics, Vinny Trocheck, tied up with on that face-off. It's Latvia bringing it back into the U.S. zone. Cross-corner dump. Picked off there by the Americans. Faber gets it out to center here. Poke checked along here. I believe this is Balinskis stepping down in the defenseman. A shot high and wide of Hellebuck. Dumped back in by Rubens. Now Jacob Slavin, the Carolina Hurricane, behind the net. Sends it up the boards, kept in at the line by Latvia. They'll go for a change now. Team USA will do the same. Got Faber leaving it there, fresh on the ice. Zach Werenski. Werenski now stepping in here, dumping it behind the net. That's Slavin. Eichel. That's Werenski again down low. Behind the net, Matt Boldy. Austin Matthews, who was shaken up on his previous shift. He's back on the ice now. That's good to see. Dumped back into the corner now. Boldy. Matthews couldn't get it on the fly by. Boldy again with possession of it. Puck seems to be finding him right now. Shot from the point. Werenski snagged by Merzlikins. Another stoppage of play, as I believe we are approaching the midway point of the first period of play here. Showing a replay again of how we've gotten to this 1-1 score. Brady Tkachuk, the first goal of the game. Big assist from his brother Matthew. Team USA looked like they had a second goal with Quinn Hughes. That was called back offsides. And then Latvia, with a net front scramble, were able to poke one past Hellebuck with Krastenbergs. Maybe a little bit of more physicality Team USA could have used there on that Latvia goal. Bit of another stoppage of play here. You have been seeing in these Olympic games so far, like these 1.5, 2-minute stoppages where they don't go to a commercial break like what they would do back in the NHL. They just show highlight packages and talk about player profiles and stuff like that. Like this right now, they're showing Connor Hellebuck getting his mask, I believe, tightened up on the U.S. bench. Shot down the line here of Team USA's roster. Again, USA highly critiqued, I should say, roster assembled by Bill Guerin and Mike Sullivan. Tons of guys from Pittsburgh and the New York Rangers and Minnesota Wild. The U.S. left back in the States, 2 outstanding forwards, 2 highly skilled goal scorers in Cole Caulfield and Jason Robertson. They left a few other defensemen back there. John Carlson, Lane Hudson. Some would even say just for feel factor, Patrick Kane could have been on Team USA. He was on the roster the last time the U.S. NHLers were in the Olympics. Dumped behind the net here by the U.S. as we resume play. 9:20 left to go in the first period. Skating it out of his zone and up through center now. That is number 3 for Latvia with tons of speed. That is Albert Schmitz. Up the boards now, Team USA with a breakout. Here comes Jack Eichel, 1v3 through center. Eichel finds a trailer. Werenski, who finds, I believe that's Matthew. His shot, save made by Merzlikins, and he's able to find the rebound as well for the cover. And Werenski down deep there, giving a couple of shoves after the fact. For Team USA squad, that their passes weren't necessarily tape to tape to start the hockey game. That was some crisp work right there. And Tkachuk there trying to go over the pad, but below the glove on Merzlikins. Just tight enough coverage there by the Columbus Blue Jacket netminder to make the stop. Face off to Merzlikins' left or right there, won by Dylan Larkin. Tage Thompson trying to fight and get the puck back down deep. Kept in at the line by Quinn Hughes. His shot from the point blocked off by, I believe that's Rubens, the defenseman for Latvia. And he now picks up the puck, comes through center, try to dump in, but McAvoy sends it back up. And now here comes the U.S. 3-on-2. Tage Thompson in. His shot off the stick of Valenskis and out of play. Another odd man break for the U.S. Tage Thompson. He's probably the guy that I would want to have most shooting the puck in that situation. Very heavy shot for Thompson. And again here with a whistle stoppage, they are showing the Hughes brothers and their family in Italy for these Olympics. Face-off won again by the U.S. Tons of offensive control for them. Jack Hughes up high. Brock Faber a shot, and they score! Team USA again, and looks like it is redemption for Brock Nelson. He was the guy offside on the U.S.'s second goal that got called back. Looks like he might have redirected home the point shot from Faber, and now the U.S. has 2 on the board. There we go. Yeah, JT Miller in the front as well. Don't think he touched it. Let's see here. One-time point shot from Faber, and that is going to be a Brock Nelson goal. That is a ton of change of direction as Merzlikins was sliding to his right to stop it. The deflection of Nelson brought it back to the left, and Team USA 2-1. And oh no, they're talking to the Latvian coaches again. Oh, do we have another challenge? Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? We are going to have a second challenge from Latvia. This time it is not offsides. They are going to challenge for goaltender interference. JT Miller was in tight on that goal. Let's see here. Miller outside the blue paint. I don't see anything there. Miller, see in the crease. Half of his right skate is in the blue paint, but it doesn't look like Merzlikins was. There was contact, but it was initiated by Merzlikins. With the deflection of Nelson, there was no part of that for JT Miller that affected Merzlikins being able to stop that. I have no idea which way this is going to go. Is Miller in the blue paint a tiny bit, but there is little to no contact between him and Merzlikins. Again, the shot initially heading to the right of Merzlikins from Faber. He slides over. The deflection from Nelson makes it go to the left and into the net. Is there anything with Merzlikins trying to catch that puck off the deflection net? No, there's nothing even there either. It's not like Merzlikins sliding back to the left a little bit was going to stop that puck. Miller, by the time the puck is deflected, he might even be out of the blue paint as well. He was pushed in there a little bit by Zile, the defenseman for Latvia. But then Zile leaves. I have no idea how this is going to go. Here we go. Referee out of the box. Let's see the call here. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Another goal overturned. Oh my God! I like that one a whole hell of a lot less than the offsides. There is nothing on that play from JT Miller that affected or hampered Merzlikins from doing his job. I don't like that call. Maybe by definition of the rules here, one of those things, it written in paper says one thing that the call, should be correct. But, I mean, that was so soft. Latvia just had an outstanding chance there. Bit of a 2-on-2 there, and a rebound for Hellebuck was just pushed wide or maybe blocked by Charlie McAvoy. 7:50 left to go now in the first period. Quinn Hughes circles behind his own net. He'll skate it up through center now. Gains the red line, dumps it in. Chasing after it, Brady Tkachuk. Up the boards now. Latvia now going to break it out. And in the feet of number 13 for Latvia, I believe that is Bontka. Or no, that is Bukarts. He couldn't handle that cleanly. Latvia now in the U.S. zone. They send it down behind the net again. Not a whole lot of offensive zone time for the Latvians so far in this first period. Maybe that changes a little bit here. This one trying to be chopped towards the net by Teddy Bluger. But Team USA picks it off. Eichel with Matthew Tkachuk. Jack Eichel, his shot high and wide of the net. Goes past Jacob Slavin, and now Slavin's got a race after it. He's got Traumax going after him here. Puck pinned up against the boards here to the right of the U.S. net. Dylan Larkin now, he's got a ton of speed. Trying to chip it out to center here. Knocked down again by Vilmanis in the neutral zone. It's going to be whistled down by the officials for a hand pass. That was Locke Mellis and Krastenbergs again on the excellent chance for Latvia. And indeed, it was Matt Boldy. Boldy, the forward back. He was able to just get a stick on that shot attempt from Locke Mellis. And it rode up the stick and over the net. It was pretty much a wide open cage. Shot in on goal here from the neutral zone. Gloved by Hellebuck. We continue to play on. Hannafin pass up to the neutral zone. Dumped in by the U.S., but not all the way deep. Vinny Trocheck now turnover at the Latvian blue line. Going to be dumped in here. Cross corner dump. Werenski back there battling with Vilmanis. Puck comes up the boards here. Trocheck. Cross ice. JT Miller. Miller here trying to send it softly behind the net. Hit hard there behind the net. Trocheck on, I believe that is a Latvian defender there. Latvia now takes possession. They sky it out to center. Here's Vilmanis. He is hit hard and damn near clotheslined by Noah Hannafin. No penalty called there. Puck. Pass goes wild out to the neutral zone. Picked off by Zierkaus for Latvia. Schmitz keeps it in at the line. Down low again. Latvia circling up high. Schmitz here. Dangling in on the backhand. It goes off a stick and just wide of the net. Thrown back in front here in the skates of Quinn Hughes. That takes one wrong bounce off his skate. It could be going into the net. Jack Hughes now with the puck. He dances out at center. JT Miller giving it to Hughes. Hughes into the zone. Stops up high to his brother Quinn. Coming in off the bench. That might be Brock Faber with a slap shot. It was blocked. Now Latvia able to get it out to the neutral zone again. Quinn Hughes fanned on that pass. Now he gets it to Faber. Faber. The two Minnesota Wild defensemen here on a shift together. Faber dances around one guy. Now it's Boldy in the offensive zone. Boldy in the corner now trying to drive to the net here. Puck goes all the way over to Faber. Faber now top of the circle. His shot off the shoulder of Merzlikins. Delayed penalty coming up here. Looks like the U.S. is going to go to the power play. Extra attacker is on. It's Jack Eichel in the corner now. Matthew centering here. Eichel dusted off. Oh, was looking for Jake Gensel on the back door. He just missed the tap in. Gensel now in the corner. Bank pass off the wall up high to Faber. Now Boldy. Here's Matthews. His shot off the skates of a Latvian player. And now Latvia finally gets the touch. And it's a penalty. The U.S. to the power play. And we'll see, excuse me there, if Brady Tkachuk and company can get the U.S. that elusive second goal. Thought they've had it twice, called back by an offsides and a goaltender interference. But now they have a golden opportunity here with about 4 minutes left to go here in the first period to break this tie. 16 of you in here right now. Live reactions and commentary. If those of you watching right now are unable to watch the game on any sort of stream or platform, welcome here. Hope you stay throughout the game. Do my best to keep track of what goes on over here to the screen to my right. Going to take a real quick break. Still 1-1 between the U.S. and Latvia, but the Americans going to go on the power play here in a moment. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 4:08 left to go here in the first period of play between Latvia and the U.S. Group C play in the 2026 Olympics. The U.S. on a power play right now. It's Jack Eichel. He'll put it down low here. I believe that might be Tage Thompson there on this first power play unit for the U.S. Quinn Hughes now up high. Over to Eichel. In the bumper position, it is Matthew Tkachuk, but his shot goes just wide. Looks like Matthew Tkachuk, Matthews, Quinn Hughes, Eichel, and Thompson, the top power play unit here for the U.S. Shot on goal there from long range by Quinn Hughes, stopped by Merzlikins, wrapped around the boards by Latvia and down the length of the ice. 3:25 now left to go. 1:15 left on this power play for the U.S. Eichel, stretch pass here for Thompson. He'll tap it in. You got Quinn Hughes in down deep here. Puck pinned up against the boards there. Got Zyle and Rubens for Latvia trying to clear it out. It's picked up now by, I believe, Teddy Bluger and sent the length of the ice again. I would say it's sent the full 200, but this Olympic rink here that they've built in Italy, a bit smaller by 3 feet than U.S. NHL rinks. Second power play unit now on the ice for the U.S. Zach Werenski running quarterback at the point. Werenski, his shot now might have been tipped wide of the net. Brady Tkachuk now trying to send it along for Jack Hughes. Hughes is able to get it back to Tkachuk again. Matt Boldy stepping down. His shot pass goes off the skates of a Latvian player. Up high, Werenski again over Hughes. Jake Gensel high slot. His one-time shot saved by his Merzlikins and cleared again by the Latvians. 10 seconds left to go on the power play. Hughes to Werenski with speed into the zone. Pass here picked off by Latvia and cleared again. And not much doing that time for Team USA on the power play. Bit too much passing. Not enough shooting. Probably the best opportunity there was that Gensel one-timer. But looks like the U.S. was looking for some backdoor shot passes that were not connecting. Trocheck on the ice now for the U.S. with JT Miller. High slot, Brock Nelson a shot. It got behind Merzlikins, but he was able to get his glove behind him and make the save, keep it from going into the net. Jake Sanderson now with Charlie McAvoy, his D partner on the ice. McAvoy a dump in. It's going to be taken there by Yaks for Latvia. Breakout pass here. Now Schmitz coming up ice. The D-man leading the rush here for Latvia. Down low, Jacob Slavin up the boards. Teddy Bluger stepping down in. Still a hard battle in the corner right now. It comes up the boards now. Brock Nelson chips it out to center. It's going to be quickly turned back in by Latvia. Faber left to pick it up for the U.S. Coming up here, Faber, fresh on the ice. It is Kyle Connor. Leaves it for Tage Thompson. Thompson's shot off a body and into the netting. Clock stops with 52.6 seconds left to go here in the first period. Shots in favor of the U.S. right now, 13-8. Another look here at the opportunity from Trocheck. That shot from Brock Nelson in the high slot actually getting past Merzlikins. It goes off the post, and then the puck nearly ricocheting off the backside of Merzlikins and in. So from the vantage point of the hard cam for the Olympics here, it looked for a second like that puck was off the glove of Merzlikins, but it went off the post. Kyle Connor here off the face-off behind the Latvian net with tons of space. Up high, Tage Thompson, a shot swallowed up by Merzlikins. Top of his crease, he makes his 13th save of the period here. Another excellent opportunity for Thompson. Left all alone in the high slot, and that shot there was rifled for dead center of the net, and Merzlikins cutting down the angle makes the save with his stomach. 39.4 seconds left to go in the period now. Eichel and the Tkachuk brothers on the ice here. Brady Tkachuk stands at the top of the circle here. Eichel wins it to Brady. Shot, glove save by Merzlikins, and another shot goes off the crossbar. They wave it off, no goal. Eichel again a shot, another save by Merzlikins. 3 shots in the span of 8 seconds for the U.S. Here comes Brady again. He goes down, no penalty called. Latvia now, 20 seconds left. They come up ice. Teddy Bluger with it. Goes for a backdoor pass. Went just wide of, I believe, Vilmanis. Bluger now trying to keep the puck alive. Another shot last second on net for Balinskis. And it's saved by Hellebuck. He'll cover it up here. Or the puck went out of play, excuse me, with 3.2 seconds left. Oh, wow. Another golden opportunity for the U.S. They did exactly what they wanted off of that face-off. Brady Tkachuk, the shot off the face-off win by Eichel, and then might have been Eichel who got the second shot off. It hit right where the post and crossbar meet. Multiple U.S. players threw their hands up like they scored, but that was not the case. Face-off to the right of Hellebuck was won by the U.S. They just eat it in the corner for the last few seconds, and a very entertaining and fast-paced first period comes to an end between Latvia and the Americans. The score somehow remaining 1-1 because 2 goals for the U.S. called back with an offsides and goaltender interference. The U.S. tons of more scoring chances to go along with those goals called back. Latvia, they had a few chances, just haven't had all that much sustained offensive zone pressure. So we go to the first intermission with the score tied at 1 between Latvia and the U.S. We'll see what both of these teams, see what adjustments they make before they come out into the second period. It's been fast-paced, it's been physical, and should set up for an entertaining 40 minutes to go after the first 20. 17 of you in here right now. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button. So we will be covering how Team USA does for these Olympics, just like this, live reactions and commentary. Up to 749 subscribers here on the channel. Let's see if we can get to 750, if not more, today. And we'll be back after the first intermission. Like, share, leave a comment, your thoughts on the first period and what you want to see moving forward during this small break for the first intermission. Back here, just prior to the start of the second on the Steel City Sports Report, 1-1 after 1 between Latvia and the United States. And we are back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Period number 2 from Milano Cortina, Italy, and the Olympics between Latvia and the United States in the men's hockey tournament. They're about to get underway here in a matter of moments. An entertaining first period, to say the least. 2 goals, one by each team. 2 goals for the U.S. called back on an offsides and goaltender interference, and the power play chance for the U.S. came close, but no cigar a few times on scoring a goal as well. So with that, we now move into the second period of play. For those of you also interested, there is another Olympic game going on right now, Germany and Denmark. That game a little bit under 5 minutes into the second period of play. It is now 2-1 Germany. They just took the lead in the past few moments. It was Leon Draisaitl getting the goal scoring party started for Germany. It was then followed up by Denmark tying it up with Oscar Fisker Molgaard, and then just breaking the tie a moment ago, Tim Stützle, Ottawa Senators forward, assists from JJ Peterka. That's the tiebreaker in that one right now. So 2-1 Germany, about 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes into the second period, and the second period between Latvia and the U.S. coming up here in a matter of moments. A bit of bad luck, I would say, and Elvis Merzlikins standing on his head is what stopped the U.S. from potentially having a 3-1 lead in this heading into this second period. Latvia has not had all that much offensive zone time. They have been proving that they're able to muck it up and be able to get dirty goals. That's how they got theirs off of Krastenberg. So we'll see whether Latvia, if they have any more grit in them right now to continue make life hell for the U.S., or if the U.S. can finally start finding the twine with consistency here and not have it called back. Just like that, puck is dropped. Second period of play underway in Italy for the 2026 Olympics. First time in 12 years that NHL players are taking part in these Olympics. It is the Matthews, Boldy, Gensel line that starts this period, and Boldy circling behind the Latvian net. A spinorama backhander went wide. Matthews pinned in the corner there by Rubens. Puck taken away from him. We got a penalty coming up here, and it's going to be on the U.S. So the Americans going to go shorthanded 40 seconds into this period. It's going to be a hooking call, and it looks like maybe Jake Gensel. Yep, it's going to be Gensel, the current Tampa Bay Lightning, former Pittsburgh Penguin under U.S. head coach Mike Sullivan. He'll get 2 minutes in the box here. 2 minutes in the box here for a hooking call. Let's see here, and showing the replay here, nothing there, and then not sure where this hooking call comes. They maybe get the wrong guy. They called Gensel for the hook, but the replays they just showed there was Matthews in the corner with a little bit of a hook on the defenseman Rubens for Latvia. So I have no idea where Gensel in that shift took the penalty. Nonetheless, power play, man advantage for Latvia. Puck comes up high here to Schmitz. Now a shot here from Latvia. I believe that was from number 72 for Latvia. Again, apologies, still getting used to some numbers here. That was Yanis Yaks for Latvia. Latvia's top power play unit. It is right now their second unit. That's on Schmitz, Yaks, Botna, Bluger, and Traumax is who's out there. The killers for Team USA, as this is going to be, nearly cleared. Kept in at the line there by Latvia. Traumax here. It's Schmitz. Schmitz hard pass couldn't be handled by, I think that was Bluger down low, and now it's going to be cleared the full 200 by the U.S. The killers for the U.S. saw Jacob Slavin out there. He's been penalty kill extraordinaire for the U.S. going back to the Four Nations face-off. JT Miller and Vincent Trocheck, 2 New York Rangers now on the ice, as is Jake Sanderson, and it's like Zach Werenski trying to clear that one up the boards was Sanderson, kept in. Now it's going to be Krastenberg's with it. He scored the Latvia goal. Down low here. Now Krastenberg's gets it again. Down beside the net. That is number 28, Zemgus Girgensons, Tampa Bay Lightning player. Up high, Balinskis of the Florida Panthers. Balinskis walking the line. His shot hit a body in front, picked up by Trocheck and cleared the 200 again with 5 seconds left to go now. That is going to do it for the Latvian power play. Out of the box comes Gensel. We are back to even strength here. But into the zone comes Latvia. Lost it in the skates there, did Rudolph Balsers, but he had a ton of speed. Nearly took that one to the cage. Jack Eichel on the ice now. Chip and chase for him. Picks it up behind the net. Eichel with Balinskis all over him. Is able to get it up high. McAvoy to Slavin. Slavin's shot might have gone off a stick and wide. Now Brock Faber jumps on. Faber back to get it. Goes D to D with Slavin. Slavin skates it up here to the neutral zone. Gains the red line. Dumps it in. There's Leakins. Outstanding first period from him. Able to knock it down. Comes over here. Eichel. His shot just goes wide. Somehow Jack Eichel on the far side of the offensive zone found himself wide open, and that shot either hit a stick or didn't miss by much. The Tkachuk brothers, they come back on the ice now. Their first shift of the period. Brady trying to poke it down low. He is ridden hard into the boards and still down, getting mugged damn near by Roberts. Mamsix for Latvia. Shot on net from the point here for the U.S. Covered again by Merzlikins. And we'll have a whistle here for another face-off. Rare you see Brady Tkachuk on the receiving end of a hard hit like that. But the U.S. going to have another offensive zone face-off coming up here. They have had quite the few of those in this game and have been very successful on them. We'll see here. They can get another offensive zone win. That'll lead to another scoring chance. They've come close, but no cigar on a bunch of those. It was Matthews on the faceoff. Boldy now picks it up behind the net again. Boldy circles, waiting for someone to open. He'll dump it around behind the net again. Matthews, shake and bake there. Trying to feed it to Boldy. Goes off a stick and just out of reach. Now Yaks will send it up to center. Pinned up against the boards. There is number 34 for Latvia. That is, let me see here. Do I have a number? Edwards Traumax. My bad. It's again still trying to get these names here for some of the Latvian players. Shot on goal from Latvia, never made it there. It's flipped back out to Latvian ice by, I believe that was Slavin. Now Quinn Hughes, Charlie McAvoy come onto the ice. The Larkin line with Tage Thompson and Jake Gensel heads off now. I believe that will send onto the ice Kyle Connor. Whereas Leakins plays the puck behind his own net. Up the boards here. That's number 13, Richards Bukarts for Latvia. He'll dump it in now. Does Bukarts behind the net, playing it as Hellebuck to his D-man McAvoy. Now breakout here for Dylan Larkin. Hits Tage Thompson, and Thompson one-on-one. He's going to try to power his way to the net. Loses an edge and goes hard into the boards. Hopefully Thompson's all right. Gets back in the play now. Shot attempt from Slavin gets blocked, and it'll go into the U.S. bench for a whistle. Nice one-on-one opportunity there for Tage Thompson, but he blew a tire. No tripping penalty, anything like that. Gonna look at Zach Werenski on the ice. Surprised that he is a third-pairing defenseman here for Team USA. I do expect him to see a ton of minutes, though, with how outstanding he was in the four-nation face-off and how good he's been this year for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Face-off won by the U.S. They were late panning the camera back to the action. Eichel and the Tkachuk brothers on the ice. Eichel in the corner. Plays it to Brady behind the net. Now to Matthew. Matthew. Pass from the corner up high to Slavin. Now Eichel back to Slavin, who dumps it behind the net. Matthew to Brady behind the net. Matthew now. Shot on goal. Maybe might have been tipped by Brady. Scramble there, but Latvia is able to get it and clear it out. And now they're quickly up on a breakout pass through the neutral zone. Shot attempt goes wide of the U.S. net. Travels all the way back out to center ice. Matthew Tkachuk in all alone here. U.S. making a change. Matthew still fighting off contact, but now it gets poked out to center. Again, Sanderson and Werenski jump on. Sanderson lost the puck in his feet for a moment, but dumps it in. Trocheck there. Puck rode off of his stick towards the middle of the Latvian zone, but no USA player was there to pick it off. Battle here at the red line out at center, but Werenski will take possession of it. Jack Hughes pass for Brock Nelson couldn't be handled. Haven't seen a ton of Jack Hughes tonight either. He's been stuck on that fourth line with Nelson and JT Miller. Puck airmailed all the way down to U.S. ice, but not enough for icing. Zierkal's in on a ferocious forecheck there, but Quinn Hughes avoids. He stumbles as Quinn Hughes brings it up, and there's the heavy contact there. Yaks and an absolutely flying Quinn Hughes. Might have been a little knee-on-knee contact, but no penalty. Austin Matthews now on, Captain America. McAvoy touches it along for Jack Hughes to his brother Quinn. Quinn's shot blocked with the skates by Yaks. He tries to clear it out of his own zone. Can't. Kept alive by Matthews. Finds Jake Gensel on the ice. Gensel's shot. Save made by Merzlikins. Quinn Hughes keeps it in the zone. McAvoy now to Matthews, and Matthews knocked off the puck there by Schmitz. Heavy contact being delivered by Latvia. The U.S. trying to break this deadlock here. Shot there from Matthews. Again, Merzlikins makes the save. Standing on his head right now for his country is Elvis Merzlikins. 12 minutes left to go here in the second period. Shots are 19-10 in favor of the U.S., who still have offensive zone possession. Behind the net, Boldy. Boldy centering for Matthews. Bit of an airmail pass on a sauce. Matthews couldn't touch it. Now Latvia is finally going to clear the zone here. Another just flick it out to the neutral zone. But back on the attack comes the U.S. Larkin. Drop pass. Connor. To Slavin. Slavin winds, drives, glove save made by Merzlikins. And with 11:39 left to go in the second, you have Latvia getting a much-needed whistle, hemmed in their own zone, and the U.S. applying pressure, but they haven't been able to break through yet here in the second. Come on. Gotta be coming close here. Has to have that feeling of when the floodgates open, then look out here for the U.S. 2 goals called back in the first will surely slow your momentum here, but Merzlikins right now playing unbelievably. Shades of some other underdog goaltenders so far in this tournament. Saw Damian Clara keep Italy in it for most of the game against Sweden yesterday. Same thing with Halavai, the goaltender for Slovakia, and their upset over Finland. Merzlikins, even though he is a legit NHL goaltender, keeping in a much lacking star power Latvia team in this game right now. To the comment section we go. We got Rifle here, I think is what you get from that. Just play-by-play or the actual game. Just play-by-play Rifle, doing a little bit of work here. If you're someone out there around the world that wants to keep track of this and you can't watch the game on Peacock or USA or anything right now, I'm here to provide up to the second action updates as best as I possibly can. Cannot show the actual game because don't have any sort of the copyrights or stream privileges, anything like that. And also, I mean, the Olympics as a whole, they have been really, really picky about who gets to broadcast and show stuff, even, posting videos of the action of these games on social media. I don't think even NHL teams have that privilege, so I sure as hell won't. Play action resumes here, 11.5 minutes left to go here. Stretch pass here for Rudolf Balcers, makes a dancing move in the corner with, I believe that was Brock Faber, was able to get a pass to the slot, but no one there to receive that pass for Latvia. Behind the net here, Bukarts, his centering pass picked off there by, I believe that is Faber. That might be Slavin. Jake Sanderson dumps it in here. Stop behind the net, Merzlikins. Another stretch pass up ice here for Latvia, and this is going to be icing. No, it's not going to be icing. Thought that was maybe going to be a chance for the U.S. to get an offensive zone faceoff, but no. Dumped in here. Brady Tkachuk hard on the puck, trying to get it. He meets Zyle and Krastenberg's in the corner. Behind the net. Played up here by Latvia. Coming into the zone now, that is number 11, Locke Mellis for Latvia. They wrap it. Latvia behind the U.S. net again, but they'll be going off on a change. Shots 21-11 in favor of the Americans. McAvoy now. Breakout pass. Jack Hughes through center. He tries to dump it in. Couldn't get it deep. Picked off there at the line. But now it's turned over again. Puck chipped up in the air here just inside the Latvian blue line. And now they come with it out to center. Zierkaus. But the U.S. dumps it in. Hughes. Around behind the net. Nelson. Up high. Werenski, a shot. Hit a body in front. A Latvian player tumbles to the ice. Might have been him who blocked it. And the puck goes down to U.S. territory again. Jack Hughes now through center. Nice deking move there. Brock Nelson trying to send the pass across the zone to Trocheck. Now up high. Faber. His shot there. That puck, no idea where it went. Might have hit a body. Trocheck again. Centering pass. Nelson all alone. Tucks it in. If you are denied one time, try again. Brock Nelson. His deflection goal called back earlier. He gets a pass from Vinny Trocheck. And Nelson, with some time and space, dekes out Merzlikins and gives the U.S. that elusive second goal. I'm going to hit this horn. Let's just hope this time there isn't anything that Latvia can challenge. Nice pass there from the corner. Nelson. Nice pump fake, the wrist shot, go to the backhand, slide it home for an easy goal on the play there. For Brock Nelson, he, just like JT Miller, probably, and Vinny Trocheck too, the most critiqued and criticized additions to this U.S. hockey roster, but 2/3 of that group combine on that goal right there, and with a little under half the period to play in the second, the U.S. finally getting that lead that they have worked their asses off for. 2-1 now in favor. Jack Hughes, the other assist, after a couple good shifts from him on that goal. 18 of you in here right now. We are a little over an hour and a half into the stream here. Welcome to the Steel City Sports Report, where we normally cover Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates news and games on this channel. But this week, for the next little week or so, we're doing a little bit of something different, covering U.S. men's Olympic hockey and basically men's hockey as a whole. Very exciting U.S. NHL players returning to the Olympics for the first time in over 12 years. To the comment section, we got more commenters coming in here halfway through the game. You were a Tiger Cats fan from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Steelers in the USA jersey. I could see, that do have Hamilton colors in here, but no, Pittsburgh fan through and through, same colors. Yep, agree there. Got another comment here from Ginteris. Welcome, Ginteris. Fortunately, I have no idea what that comment says. I assume you would be, or assume you're tuning in from somewhere closer than I am to these Olympics, watching this game. Latvia again out at center, wins the faceoff. They come into the zone now. Vilmanis dumps it behind the net. Traumach's there. Gergensen's trying to poke that puck out, loses his stick. Stepping down is Rubens. His shot towards the net might have gone off the side of the cage. Quinn Hughes now will skate it up through center ice for U.S. Pass to Matthews. Matthews fends off Rubens behind the net. Up high. One-timer from Quinn Hughes, fanned on the shot. Boldy in the corner picks it up. Slavin will dump it down deep. Gensel pinned up against the boards there by Vilmanis. Or that might be Balinskis. Excuse me. Broken stick here for Traumax, so maybe an opportunity here for the U.S. You got Jacob Slavin to Quinn Hughes. Hughes makes a nifty move at the line. Coming in, Quinn Hughes circles behind the net. Pass up high here. Slap shot from Matthews fanned on, and this is going to be sent the length of the ice here, and it'll be called an icing on Latvia, but that somewhat advantage that the U.S. just had with a broken stick out there for Latvia does not work out. It's another opportunity for the U.S. They have had tons in this game so far, have not been able to put home the puck as much as you would think. 8:11 left to go here in the second period. Shots 23-11 in favor of the U.S. I am not entirely sure if Latvia has had more than 2 shots in this period. Gonna be honest. Kind of like most of the third, it's been all U.S. down in the Latvia end of the ice. Latvia feeling both pressure and relief that it is only just a 2-1 lead for the U.S. Icing here on the USA will bring the face-off back down to their own zone. Take a look at the Latvia head coach and their coaching staff. I'm sure very accomplished this coaching staff is in whatever league they may be coaches in. Or leagues, I should probably say plural there. Jack Eichel on the face-off here against Teddy Bluger of the Vancouver Canucks. This will be to the right of Hellebuck. Matthew Tkachuk and I believe that is Buchart's false starting on the face-off here. They are pushed back. Eichel and Bluger's again on the draw. Won by Latvia. Up high. Dumped back in deep here by Zyle. In the corner. Zach Werenski trying to spin away from pressure of Balcers, and he gets room now. Werenski up through center. Pass here. Brady Tkachuk trying to hit Werenski on a flyby to the net. Couldn't connect. Up high. Faber to Eichel. He couldn't handle that puck. Bluger now trying to sky it out to center. Couldn't get it there. But now, oh, what a big hit. Oh, my goodness. Eichel now moving in to Brady. And, oh, save made by Merzlikins. Looked for a second like Latvia was going to clear the zone. And Brady Tkachuk stepping in now, powering his way to the net. And a save made by Merzlikins. And Brady Tkachuk and Zyle, they are going to meet up here. Tkachuk just laid a big hit. Hip on Zyle. He goes up in the air and lands hard on the ice. And then the U.S. with not one but 2 chances to score right after that. Let's look here. Or excuse me, it was Yaks. Tries to jump out of the way of Brady Tkachuk. Tkachuk hip on hip. Knocks him down to the ice. And then Eichel coming in. A backdoor feed for Tkachuk. Save made with the stick by Merzlikins. Wow. Wow. In the corner now, off the face-off, you got Kyle Connor with it, nearly losing the puck at the blue line. Now he does. Kraftenberg's chasing after it. He'll get possession of it now behind the U.S. net. Kraftenberg's spinning it down low, but it's chopped up the wall there by Quinn Hughes. Kyle Connor through center. Enters the zone. Connor stops on a dime. Up high. One-timer from Noah Hannafin. That might have hit a skate in front. Merzlikins didn't see it off the redirect. Larkin circles out from behind the net. Sends it back down deep for Connor. Connor up the wall. Jumping on the ice here. It's McAvoy. McAvoy sends it to the front of the net. Loose there in front. They're hacking away at it, but it's Latvia again finding it and clearing it out to center. Noah Hannafin now to McAvoy. Brock Nelson, who just scored the tie-breaking goal, will dump it in. Hard check on the play by Trocheck. Up the boards now. Looks like Eagle for Latvia couldn't handle it. The U.S. back in now. McAvoy, hard wrap again. Brock Nelson from the corner. Over. Jack Hughes up high. One-time slap shot from, I believe that was McAvoy, went wide. Now Vinny Trocheck up high. He throws one to the net, looking for the redirect again was Nelson. Couldn't get a piece of it. Jack Hughes cycling up high. For Nelson. Leaves it for Quinn Hughes. Hughes stops. Comes into the middle. Now Jack, his shot just wide of the net. Quinn Hughes again. The Hughes brothers trying to make some magic here. McAvoy to Jack Hughes. Couldn't handle that pass. Along the boards to his brother Quinn. Now I believe that's Jacob Slavin who just hopped on. He comes in down low, trying to power his way to the net. Forced behind. Slavin up high. Quinn Hughes, who's been out here for a while, to Matthews. Back up high, it's Hughes. Quinn stopping. Try to behind him was Matthews. Tried a no-look backhand pass. Couldn't connect, and Latvia gets a much-needed clear. U.S. dumps it in again. 4:45 left to go in the second period. Now here's Jake Gensel with it. His turning opportunity, trying to send it back to the slot. Didn't get all of it. Faber sends it up here. Gensel in. Finds a streaking Matt Boldy in. Save made by Merzlikins. Another opportunity for this Matthews, Gensel, Boldy line. It's been pretty solid today. Haven't been able to click quite yet and get a goal. Latvia right now, they may be just trying to survive the rest of this period right now. Every single opportunity they get for possession in their own zone, they are just skying it out to center ice. On the ice now comes the Eichel line again. Werenski steps down. His shot hit a body and went wide. Vilmanis now loses it to Matthew. His shot might have gone off the side of the net there. Merzlikins didn't know where it was. Werenski again to Eichel, who's rotating up high. Back to Werenski, keeps it in the zone. Tons of cycling up high by the U.S. On the ice now, Matthews looking for Brady Tkachuk beside the net. Delayed penalty here coming up on Latvia. Extra attacker on for the U.S. Shot attempt there for Matthew looking for his brother. Brady backdoor couldn't connect. Werenski up high. Matthews is the extra attacker. Eichel and Werenski, they play catch again. Now it's Sanderson. Over beside the net now. It's Matthews waiting for something to open up. To down low, it's Matthew Tkachuk, and his pass for Brady out in front. Getting down and dirty. Goes wide, and just like that, the U.S. just pressure and pressure again like a hydraulic press on this Latvia team. They did not score, but they got the next best thing, which will be another power play opportunity. My, oh my. What excellent stuff there from the Americans. But Elvis Merzlikins, I mean, I will have nothing but respect for him after this game. He, just like some other goaltenders on some not-so-good teams in this tournament, standing on his head right now. Back here to the comment section. 22 of you in here right now on this Thursday afternoon, turning to evening here back in the United States. 2-1 U.S. with about 4 minutes or so to go in the second period. The U.S. about to go to the power play. Back to the comment section again here. Some more comments. We got Jay Pintans here, and we got Ian McGar here again. Welcome to both of you gentlemen in the comment section, or ladies. I mean, lady. I'm not sure what JP is right here. I'm going to call you JP if that's cool. Toronto fan for everything. Respect that. Toronto Maple Leafs fan. You guys have been going through a whole bunch of hell up there. Not the season I think you guys have been expecting. Also, at least you got the Blue Jays. They're much better than my Pittsburgh Pirates. Do have old school Mario and Yager jersey. That is tons of keeper stuff right there, Ian. Somewhere around here, believe there's an old Paul Coffey jersey lying around. And of course, I'm rocking the old retro Team USA Mike Eruzione jersey here today for the Olympics. Which NHL players are on Latvia? JP here, he hit on most of them. Elvis Merzlikins, of course, number one goaltender for Columbus as Team USA goes on the power play here. Play resumes. I'll get back to your comment here in a minute. Ian, Eichel, Quinn Hughes, looks like Matthews, Thompson and Matthew Tkachuk again are the top power play unit for the U.S. Puck to the front of the net there, covered up by Merzlikins. Thompson and Tkachuk trying to find a hole to get it in the net. Merzlikins, Teddy Bluger, former Pittsburgh Penguin, now with the Vancouver Canucks, Zemgus Girgensons, Tampa Bay Lightning, Rudolph Balcers. You do have a couple of current Florida Panthers as well. I believe Uvis Balinskis, top defenseman here for Latvia, as well as Sandis Vilmanis. Wonder how they're feeling seeing Matthew Tkachuk on the other team. Team USA again here off the face-off in the offensive zone takes possession. Eichel down low. Tage Thompson trying to backhand it, and he does! Tage Thompson! Looked like he was going to do a spinorama backhand to the slot where Matthew Tkachuk was waiting. Instead, he found a hole up high on Merzlikins, and there is a power play goal for Team USA. I said, watch out for Tage Thompson. Could be a sneaky guy to watch for a breakout here for US. He catches Merzlikins, who's moving all around in his crease. Merzlikins stops. Thompson picks his spot, had a little bit of room between the arm and the post, short side on Merzlikins. He roofs it on the backhand. And with 2:20 left to go in the second period, it is a 3-1 lead for Team USA. 2:15 now to go. The U.S. may be trying to get one more before the period ends. Down behind the net goes the puck. Kyle Connor, JT Miller, Dylan Larkin on the ice for the U.S. Miller trying to fight his way to the net. On the backhand now, up high to Werenski. Pass D to D here. I believe that was McAvoy with the shot. Goes wide. Picked up here in the neutral zone by number 16 for Latvia. Who's that again? That is Kaspers Dalgavins. Believe the first time I've said his name here today. Trying to get all these names of numbers affiliated with names. Jake Sanderson of the Ottawa Senators. His shot save made by Merzlikins. Sanderson down low. Larkin able to take enough of the stick away from Yanis Yaks to let the puck continue along. Vinny Trocheck keeps it alive. Trocheck, Pittsburgh native. He and Brock Nelson doing battle in the corner. Comes up high here. Jack Hughes, his shot blocked by Yaks. Hughes sends it back in quickly. Here's Vinny Trocheck on the backhand after a nice deke there. Might have been saved by Merzlikins. Sanderson leaves it for Brock Nelson. Nelson sends it up high. Stepping over is Jack Hughes. Sanderson back to Jack Hughes. Hughes in centering pass off the stick of Trocheck. 40 seconds left to go in the period. Here's Sanderson. His shot. Save made by Merzlikins. I don't think he saw it. He's just happy that it hit him. 34 seconds now in ticking down here. Maybe one last rush up ice here for Latvia, but they don't go tape to tape on that pass. Girgensons down low. Sends it along for Bukarts. Up high for Rubens, picked off. Sanderson sends it along now. Maybe a 2-on-1 here for the U.S. Hughes in, drops. Now Tkachuk back to Hughes. Hughes for Nelson, and it goes in. Holy hell. Tons of U.S. players joining the rush all of a sudden. Tons of passing, and it's a wide open tap-in. His second of the day for Brock Nelson before the period expires. And that is what we call the floodgates opening. It was a 2-on-1 for Jack Hughes and Brock Nelson. Matthew Tkachuk, he joins the rush, and then he finds Nelson, who was able to circle up back to the slot, and he taps it in with 11.1 to go in the period. The U.S., they add one more before intermission, and they take a 4-1 lead. And they pan to a gentleman in the Latvian crowd. All the other Latvian fans around him, they're just happy to be on the big screen, but he is face in the palm of his hand right now. Puck gets dropped out at center. It goes back into the Latvian zone, pinned up against the boards there. Another last-second backhander from Brady Tkachuk, but that's going to do it for the period. Nelson from Matthew Tkachuk and Jack Hughes ends the period in what the U.S. needed, a breakout period. The U.S. was pushing all throughout that first period, had a couple of goals pushed back, called back. They then had even more opportunities in the second, and they cashed in 3 times. Nelson, Thompson, and then Nelson again for the U.S. And it's going to be a 4-1 United States lead heading into the third period of play. 20 of you still hanging in here right now. Welcome to the Steel City Sports Report, where today and for the next week or so, we will be covering USA hockey in the Olympics here on the channel, as well as a few other teams, with Pittsburgh Penguins players on them, Canada, Sweden, even Latvia right now. Arturs Shilov's Penguins goaltender backing up Elvis Merzlikins here today. Maybe if Merzlikins lets in a couple other goals to begin the third period, you might see Arturs Shilov's get a bit of time in the net. So, wow. Good period for the U.S. Back here in a moment after intermission. First off, a few comments here. JP here. Sounds like they're playing first on, second off, third on here for, for the U.S. here. Tons of rotations through the lines here. Ian, again here. Thompson crushes it. Again, he is very highly underrated, and I'm not even sure he deserves the term underrated. He might just be perfectly rated right now. He is doing an unbelievable job this year for the Buffalo Sabres, and when they added him to Team USA's roster, I was like, dude with that much skill and that size could be an absolute weapon in these Olympics for Team USA. Is Dow Gavins here, still the captain here from JP. I believe Dow Gavins may be the captain. I know Balinskis for the Panthers, he's an alternate, as is Zemgus Girgensson, so it might be Dow Gavins, assuming I'm pronouncing that right. I did see JP that I might be butchering a few names again. I apologize here. Do know a few, but some others, I apologize if I butcher, but just the way that it's going to be here. All right, just like that, 4-1 USA, outstanding period. But hockey games, they aren't 40 minutes, they are 60, and the last 20 will be coming up here in a little bit. On to the third period here in a little bit. Going to take a small break for intermission. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button on your way in. Turn on notifications so that you never miss a thing. Up to 750 subscribers on the channel. Thank each and every one of you for subscribing today, and to all of you who may be watching this right now that have subscribed up until this point. Thank you. Back here after the second intermission, 4-1, the U.S. in the lead right now. Back here in a moment. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. But for today and the next few weeks or so, we will also be talking about Team USA men's Olympic hockey, where right now the U.S. up 4-1 heading into the final 20 minutes of play over Latvia. First period of play was tied at 1-1. The U.S. with a goal from Brady Tkachuk. The Latvian goal scored by I believe it was Raynars Krastenbergs. And then the U.S. in the second period, they kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And then from about the last 8 or so minutes on, they ended up getting 3 more goals. 2 from Brock Nelson, 1 from Tage Thompson. Third period of play, puck has dropped and we are underway. Welcome back, each and every one of you on your way in. Please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you do not miss a thing here on the channel again or moving forward in men's Olympic ice hockey for the rest of these Olympics. It is the Austin Matthews, Matthew Boldy, and I believe it is Jake Gensel line that is out there again for the U.S. Brock Faber with Jacob Slavin, the defenseman out there right now for the Americans. Slavin of the Hurricanes, Faber of the Wild. Now Jack Eichel and the Tkachuk brothers, who have combined on a goal in this one, they step on the ice. Good game so far from Brady. Most things he's done tonight we've seen from him before, laying the body and scoring a big goal. Latvia here trying to gain possession of the puck out at center. Would be interested to see what the final time in zone stats are for both of these teams, because this ice has been as tilted as much as possible in this game. The U.S. has been all over Latvia in the offensive zone in this one here today. Looking here, the U.S. brother battalion, the Tkachuk brothers, of course, the Hughes brothers, Jack Hughes and Quinn Hughes, they are also on this Team USA. Each brother scoring getting a point here today. Shot from the corner here for Latvia. That's Krastenbergs. It's gloved by Connor Hellebuck. Hellebuck very bored in this one, I'm sure. That is just the 12th shot on goal today for Latvia, and Hellebuck didn't really need all that. Wasn't really all that necessary to catch that puck, but he did it anyways. It was going well wide of the net. Leaning in on the face-off here, Dalgavins for Latvia against Vincent Trocheck for the United States. Trocheck along with JT Miller, who we'll see on the ice, I'm sure, throughout this period. Both members of the New York Rangers. And do we have a penalty here? Looks like we're going to have a penalty here, ladies and gentlemen. Trocheck off the face-off goes to get the puck along the boards, and he gets taken down. That was Zach Werenski who had possession of the puck, and Dalgavins, the captain of this Latvian team, gets the stick in the legs, and Werenski goes down, and back to the power play goes Team USA. So here we go. They ended the second period with a power play goal. Well, they had a power play goal in the second period. They ended it with a Brock Nelson goal, and now another chance for the power play right now. Tie up off the face-off, but it now comes back to the point where Quinn Hughes is. Hughes, Matthew Tkachuk, Austin Matthews, Jack Eichel, Tage Thompson, the top power play unit here for the U.S. Thompson had the power play goal earlier. Eichel now over here. Waits for it at the top of the right face-off circle. Now Eichel, a shot, hit a body, and it skipped in on goal. And Artur Shilovs, who is now in the game for Latvia, makes the stop. Was not sure, did not see if they were going to put him in net. I speculated that at the end of the second period, but current Pittsburgh Penguin, Artur Shilovs, I half expected him to get the start in this one. His first save needed to be on his toes, covering up that bouncing puck. We'll see how the current Pittsburgh Penguins goaltender. Interesting to see how the Pens move forward after this Olympic break, if they're going to stick with one of the other Shelovs or Stuart Skinner, who they acquired from the Edmonton Oilers. U.S. back on the attack here on the power play. A centering pass for Matthew Tkachuk goes off of a Latvian stick and back out to the neutral zone. Jack Eichel brings it back up and leaves it for Tkachuk. Tkachuk trying to knife his way in, couldn't do it. Up high, Quinn Hughes. Back to Matthew Tkachuk. Looking for a cross-zone pass to Austin Matthews. Goes over to Tage Thompson instead. Down low, it's Eichel. Eichel centering. Matthews, he scores! Captain America. Power play goal. Tic-tac-toe again. Another goal like that for the U.S. Eichel cycled down low. Found Matthews a little bit of space in the slot. And Matthews fighting through a couple of sticks. Puts it home. Another Team USA goal. Now, I know Team Canada, they have the best in terms of player personnel power play in the tournament. Of course, McDavid, Crosby, McKinnon, Makar. But Team USA, that's now, what, 3 power plays and 2 power play goals for them. Outstanding job by them here. It was Tage Thompson who got the first power play goal. Now Captain America gets himself on the board. Austin Matthews with the tally. 5-1 U.S. Not much Arturs Shelovs could have done in that instance there. Latvia here with rare, unpressured possession of the puck in their own zone. Behind the net is Schmitz right now waiting for some help. Plays it off to Zeal. I did see your comment, JP, during the intermission break. Zeal, the defenseman, whose name stands for acorn in Latvian language. Bringing it back up here. Shot on goal goes wide. Who let that one go? It might have been JT Miller, or Vincent Trocheck, excuse me. Up high, the U.S. on the attack again. Shot from the point for Charlie McAvoy. Goes wide of the net. Down low, JT Miller. Up high, McAvoy dancing around. Dumps it back down deep. Brock Nelson looking for the hat trick in this one. He watches the puck skip by him. Noah Hannafin keeps it in at the line. Jack Hughes to Nelson. Nelson's shot blocked off there by, I believe that was number 55 for Latvia. That is Roberts Mamsiks, their third pairing defenseman in this one. Quinn Hughes jumps on the ice, plays it for Faber. Now here comes Matt Boldy up the middle of the ice to Matthews. Oh, if he catches that cleanly, he's got an excellent chance for a half break where he can get a nice shot off. Up high, Quinn Hughes. His shot might have gone off a body and wide. All pressure here from the U.S. The Latvians just able to get that one out to center. USA brings it back in offsides. 15-32 left to go here in this hockey game. And a 5-1 U.S. lead. Here to the comments again here. JP, good choice to put Shelovs in net. I agree. I mean, if Latvia, if they're going to compete any further in these Olympics, it's probably better that they get Merzlikins out there. He did play well, just only so much he could do with the team in front of him today. Could Merzlikins. Also, Shelovs, not a bad guy. If they want to go to him at another point in this tournament where they make Shelovs the starter, he has been excellent between the pipes, watching him on a game-in, game-out basis for the Penguins. As long as the game doesn't go to a shootout, he's been absolutely horrid in shootouts this year, has Shelovs. But dare I say, he's got a really, really solid chance of just taking over the crease completely for the Pens and putting Stuart Skinner on the bench. But we'll see when the NHL action resumes here. Excellent season for Arturs Shelovs continues. Face-off here from the U.S. was won initially, but Latvia sends it back down to American ice. Sanderson to Eichel, and Eichel will dump it in. Cross-corner dump. Schmitz there behind the net. Tkachuk couldn't get to it. Bringing it up ice now is Teddy Blugers. He's called Teddy Bluger back stateside, but they added the S onto his last name for Team Latvia. Sanderson fanned on his pass, so he gives it to his D partner Faber. Matthew Tkachuk to Dylan Larkin. It looks like Larkin's getting a shift here with the Tkachuk brothers. Down low, Brady Tkachuk and Matthew doing battle. Puck comes up high, kept alive by Zach Werenski for the time being, but Latvia gets the clear, and unless they can beat Jacob Slavin in a foot race, they cannot. It is icing on Latvia. 14:25 left to go here in the third period, and a lopsided affair continues to be that for the first 5.5 minutes of this third period. 5-1 US, 33-12. The shot totals in this game in favor of the United States. I am saying with all confidence here that I don't think Latvia had more than 2 shots, if that, in the second period. 14 minutes and 15 seconds now remaining as play resumes. Dylan Larkin dumps it in, but it goes off the netting, or might have hit the camera hole, and play is stopped. Look on the bench there. Good start to the tournament for Mike Sullivan's team. And of course, after they show Sullivan, camera pans to one of Sully's old players, Jake Gensel, former Penguin, beloved Pittsburgh Penguin. Had a short stint with the Carolina Hurricanes and is now with the Tampa Bay Lightning, handsomely paid by them 2 off seasons ago. Got Zach Werenski out there with Noah Hannafin again as his D partner. They play catch in their own zone. Now, all the way up here, Kyle Connor. Connor here. Puck kept alive at the line, but USA cannot dump it deep. Stretch pass here looking for Krastenbergs was Latvia, but Hellebuck able to play that one away from him. Werenski now a stretch pass for Tage Thompson. Thompson fights through contact. They drop pass for Connor. Could not connect. Thompson now spun around on a hit attempt by, I believe that is Dow Gavins. Dumped in here by Latvia, but again, no sustained forecheck from them. Stretch pass here, US in, shot, save made by Shilovs. Not sure who that was all the way up ice for the US. It's Brock Nelson. He's got it back now. Nelson, backdoor pass for Jack Hughes. Wasn't in the wheelhouse. Hughes now cycling up high to Quinn Hughes, but didn't have enough on that pass. Now here comes back Latvia the other way here. That is number 43 for Latvia. Henri Ravinskis, who couldn't catch up to that pass. Latvia just trying anything right now, throwing Hail Marys up the ice to try to get something on the board here before this game ends. Austin Matthews, turnover in the neutral zone. It's Jacob Slavin. The D-man enters the zone now. Takes it behind the net. Faber steps down low now. Up high, Matthews with it. Gives it to Boldy. Now Faber over to Slavin. Slavin, his shot goes off of the skates of someone that might have been Krastenbergs in wide. Krastenbergs looks a little bit shaken up. Turnover here by the U.S. and bringing it back up is Latvia. Maybe a chance for a shot here, but they're offsides. I mean, I don't know what else Latvia can do here. That was Trailmarks who had it. His pass drew his man offsides. A rough night over in Italy for Latvia. Will continue here. But we do have a face-off here outside the U.S. zone. And appropriately here, NBC showing highlights of last year's Four Nations face-off, the beginning of that first Canada-U.S. game, the fight night. That was no fighting allowed in these Olympics, which kind of sucks. 21 of you in here. Welcome to live reactions and commentary of Team USA versus Latvia. We'll be covering USA throughout these Olympic Games, as well as a few other of the top contending teams. Of course, Team Canada with Crosby, Sweden as well with their win over Italy yesterday. One last update on the other game that is currently going on right now in Olympics hockey. Germany right now with 12-17 left to go in the third period. They are up 3-1 over Denmark, and it is 2 bona fide NHLers doing all the goal scoring for Germany. Leon Draisaitl got the game started, and then Tim Stützle of the Ottawa Senators, 2 goals for him, 1 on the power play. As a matter of fact, the big three probably you would say for Germany, Stützle, Draisaitl, and Moritz Seider of the Detroit Red Wings, all combining on that power play goal. Germany, kind of like how I thought Slovakia, they, get the right play from their stars. Same thing goes for Czechia, even though they lost today to Canada. Those could be sneaky teams to make a run at a medal in this tournament. Because, Finland, they lost. That opens up the door. Sweden, they didn't look like world beaters against Italy, respectfully. So we'll see what team surprises us in these Olympic games. U.S. regrouping here in their own zone with the puck. Trying to break out pass to Vinny Trocheck there was, I believe, Jake Sanderson, but it goes all the way down for an icing. 11:45 left to go here in the third period. Got Matthew Tkachuk showing him 2 assists in the game for Tkachuk, both primary assists. One on his brother Brady's goal that began the scoring in this hockey game, and he was the primary assist on the Brock Nelson goal that ended the second period. Face off to the right of Hellebuck. Eichel and Teddy Bluger on the draw. Won by Eichel to the boards. Wrapped around behind the net by the U.S. Brady Tkachuk couldn't chop it out. Balsers now for Latvia. Put down low there by Zeal. Puck nearly came in on Hellebuck there, but it probably hit Jacob Slavin before it made it on goal. Dumped in here by the U.S. Jack Eichel on the forecheck. Great move by Balinskis to turn away from Eichel. Now Balinskis going to take it all the way into the U.S. zone. Shot from the point there by Bucharts went wide. A shot here from Rubens might have been deflected on the way through. Pad save made by Connor Hellebuck. Tage Thompson now in. TNT, as they call him. He loses it, and now a chance maybe for Latvia. U.S. has to back check here. Dropping it here. Shot is going to go off the skates of Noah Hannafin. Delayed penalty coming up here on the U.S. And it looks like it is going to be interference here. Tage Thompson, a costly turnover just inside the Latvian blue line. It was Dans Lakamelis who took off the other way, had a couple of teammates with him, and Dylan Larkin's going to go to the box here. Dalgavin's maybe a little bit of a slash on the stick there. I think that's going to be the call here, slashing. Thought it was interference there for a moment, but a slash called on Dylan Larkin, and a power play here for Latvia. Maybe their best chance to get one last spurt of offense in this one, maybe take a positive note into their next game, but still a lot of time left. 10.5 minutes left to go in the third. It's going to be Lakamelis that brings it up to Balsers. Balsers sends it back up high. Balinskis trying to turn away from Vincent Trocheck. Balinskis to Lakamelis. Over to the half wall. Krastenbergs. Up high, Balinskis. Krastenbergs now with it. Down low. Back up high. Krastenbergs, his shot on goal. Goes off of a body and into the netting. Was looking for a redirect from someone. Maybe Balsers. Could have been Zemgus Girgensons as well. 10:09 left to go in the hockey game. 1:20 left to go on this power play. Latvia now up to 13 shots. They just popped up the shot chart against Connor Hellebuck. Indeed, I was spot on without looking at any stats. Just 2 shots on goal in that second period for Latvia. Maybe they'll tie that second period total on this power play here. It was cleared the length of the ice by the U.S. So here comes Latvia up the ice again. Lakamelis dumps it in. Picked up behind the net. Faber reverses it here to Noah Hannafin. It's going to be chipped out to center by JT Miller, and 50 seconds now left to go on the power play. Change in personnel here for Latvia. Their second unit's going to come on. Balinskis, a drop for Teddy Bluger, and he'll go off on a change. Here comes Bluger to Yaks. Now plays it here to Traumax. Traumax behind the net. Hard hit there, down low by Brock Nelson. That was on number 95, Oscars Botna for Latvia. Over here against the wall. Yaks comes out with it. Yaks trying to pass D to D. It goes off the shin pad of Brock Nelson and out to center. Great job by the U.S. penalty killers, not leaving much room for this Latvia power play to get set up. Behind the net, Quinn Hughes plays it to JT Miller. Now to Brock Nelson, and they'll send it the length of the ice again. Dylan Larkin out of the box, and the U.S. penalty kill gets the job done. 8:30 now left to go in this hockey game. Rubbed out along the boards was Krastenbergs by Werenski. They meet again behind the net. Krastenbergs plays it to Daugavins. Up high. Shot from the point here. Maybe that was from Belinskis. Not sure who that was. Went just wide of the net. Another shot there. Close but no cigar from Latvia. Not sure if that came close to hitting iron or not. Back in his own zone here. Number 29, Ralphs Freebergs for Latvia. Hard collision in the neutral zone. Not entirely sure who that was between the U.S. and Latvia. We play on. Brady Tkachuk bringing it up here into the zone. Chips it on net. Save made by Shilovs. And he'll cover it for a whistle. So now probably around 7 minutes left to go, if I had to guess, in this hockey game. U.S. still in the lead right now. 5-1 after that penalty kill. 16 of you guys in here right now. Welcome here to the Steel City Sports Report. Appreciate you, JP, for helping me with some of the pronunciations here. Lochmelis. Gonna try to say that all in one thing. Smells like another 2-6 game. We're heading that way. I thought, maybe Latvia is going to get another garbage goal, kind of like how they got their first one. And then the U.S. maybe adds on another late. Latvia needs to be 1 goal behind to be able to put on a fight for a win. Notice the pattern against top teams. Yeah, definitely think that we saw what the blueprint was yesterday of what some of these underdog teams are going to need to do. They needed to get that first goal, and they needed to be absolute hounds on the forecheck. Neither of which Latvia did in this game here. Maybe some notes to take in to future games. We shall see. Back from commercial here, showing more highlights of Team USA's success here today. Another look at the second goal from Brock Nelson. Looks like his family in the crowd. Or maybe that's the Hughes family. Yeah, see the 43 and 86 on the coat sleeve right there. Zemgus Girgensons and Austin Matthews on the face-off in the Latvian zone. Puck sent out to center by Latvia. Dumped in. Now behind the Hellebuck net. It's going to be played up the wall here by Slavin. Here comes Austin Matthews. He's going to catch up to this puck on the backhand. Matthews, his shot missed short side. Puck goes off of the body of Slavin, and Vilmanis comes in here. Plays it in the corner now. Girgensons dues battle. Traumax in there. Comes loose now. Girgensons. Vilmanis up high. Now over here, Belinskis steps in. His shot went wide. Up high now, Freebergs. Back to Vilmanis. Some more offensive zone time here for Latvia. A rarity in this game. Puck sent up high. Belinskis over. Freibergs, however you want to pronounce it. Vilmanis down low for Traumax. He's doing battle with Brock Faber, but Faber shields him away from the puck for the time being. Bluger. Freeberg stepping down, knocks it back into the fracas. And now it's finally chipped out of the zone by Jake Gensel. The U.S. will go off on a change. Quick up pass here for Teddy Bluger. Stumped behind the net, but Jack Eichel picks it up, skies it out here. Nice catch on the fly by Matthew Tkachuk. Back for Eichel. Eichel, his shot to the net. Pad save made by Shelovs. Jake Sanderson couldn't keep it in the zone. And now a foot race here. Hellebuck out of his net. Able to poke that one away from Balsers, who was absolutely flying after that puck. Would have had an excellent chance had he caught up to it. Here's Werenski, a shot. Rebound there, goes just wide. Tkachuk now. Up high for Sanderson. Jack Eichel now. Spins it down low. Backhand towards the front of the net. Looking for Brady Tkachuk, knocked away. And now it's going to be sent the length of the ice here. Puck on edge. But no icing here by Latvia. U.S. going to try to bring it back up ice again. Picked off there in the neutral zone by Rubens, and he'll dump it in. Hellebuck behind his net. McAvoy plays it to Tage Thompson. Nice pass cross ice to Quinn Hughes. Trying to make a cut towards the center was Kyle Connor, but it was knocked off his stick. Gets past Dylan Larkin. Now Brock Nelson. He'll wrap it hard around behind the net, all the way up to the point where Quinn Hughes waits for it. Now behind the net, Larkin. McAvoy, his shot might have been redirected on the way to the net, but save made by Shelovs. And another whistle here, another offensive zone face-off coming up here for the U.S. To look at Quinn Hughes, did not play in the Four Nations face-off last year due to injury. The U.S., who, again, I say has the best D-core in this tournament. They lost Quinn Hughes. Also, Charlie McAvoy got injured midway through that Four Nations tournament. Both men close to 100%. I won't say that for McAvoy, but solid job so far in this game by the U.S. defense. Have made Connor Hellebuck's life pretty much a vacation back in that crease. Just stalling time here. The game here, again, doing one of those. We're taking a break, but we're not going to go to a commercial. So it's going to be a couple minutes here while we talk about other people and their accomplishments and who their parents were. Right now, they're highlighting the U.S. women's Olympic hockey team, which they are riding high right now in this tournament. Had a 5-0 shutout over Canada the other day. The first time in Olympic history that a Canadian hockey team has been shut out, and the U.S. women, power to them. They did it, and they are looking real good right now. The quarterfinals about to begin. The U.S. and Italy women's teams, they play at 3:10 tomorrow. Might need to check in on that game if it's going to be properly televised or broadcasted on USA or Peacock. Lochmelis and Brock Nelson. That time, Latvia won the face-off. Cross-corner dump, no icing here. Krastenberg's in the corner. He is sent down, put on his wallet by Quinn Hughes. Hughes showing some strength in that board battle. It's still going on right now. And now Quinn sends it along behind the net for his partner, McAvoy. McAvoy backhands it all the way out to the neutral zone. Poked in deeper there by Jack Hughes. Pass off the skate of Freebergs, and now that is Zeal who will play it up. And here comes Dalgovins in. His shot is going to be easily saved there and held up against his chest by Hellebuck, the captain of Team Latvia, just trying to do anything to help inspire the troops here for the last few minutes of this hockey game. Team USA is going to go far in this tournament. It's going to be in big part because of Connor Hellebuck in net. Did well to get the U.S. to the final of the Four Nations tournament last year. But would like to see him continue to keep improving. Former Vezina Trophy winner. 4 minutes left to go in this hockey game. The Matthews line steps on. Puck up high here. It's Matt Boldy working his way down the boards. His shot just went wide of the net. Shelovs might have gotten a little bit of a stick on that to send it aside. Backhand pass towards the slot from Boldy. Was looking for Matthews on the back door. Couldn't connect. Now Austin Matthews. Lone man up high. Turns it back down low. Boldy. Pinched off against the wall there by Schmitz. Beliscus. Now here comes Vilmanis, his teammate from Florida. Crashing and banging behind the net here. And the U.S. is going to take a penalty here. And it is going to be Traumax. And it is going to be Brock Faber and Noah Hannafin who gave him a couple of shots. And Traumax goes down after the fact. Brock Faber, a frustration penalty there. Giving a couple cross checks too many. And with 3:22 left to go in this hockey game, Faber going to go sit in the penalty box. Let's look here again on the replay. Late in the game, Traumax trying to give a check behind the net on Brock Faber. And Faber, a retaliatory cross check, and then another one there. I mean, is embellishment a penalty in the Olympics? Because that was a bit of a dive there by Traumax. Just okay, they did get him. He's sitting in the box there. I was just about to say they got to give him a something here. Brady Tkachuk, he is also sitting in the penalty box here. Latvia is going to get a power play, I guess. Not sure what Brady Tkachuk did, but he might be serving a major or a minor penalty for Faber. Maybe Faber got a major. I don't know. Trocheck in on the face-off against Girgensons here. So be to the right of Hellebuck, won by Trocheck. McAvoy to think Jacob Slavin, and all the way down the length of the ice where Artur Shilovs will play it to Belinskis. All the way up through center now. Belinskis turning around, was looking for someone who was trailing him, but no one was really there. Goes all the way back down to Latvia ice. Traumax, his penalty is for cross-checking as well, they just announced. Here comes Balsers. Little chip and chase around Jacob Slavin for himself, but it's picked off by JT Miller and sent down the ice again. The Latvian power play 0 for 2 in this game here today. Their last chance at getting something positive going offensively on this power play, but not having much success of it. Dalgavin's puck was stripped away from him by Brock Nelson and sent back out to center. Latvia brings it back in, but it's going to be called offsides. Bontna a little bit too far ahead of the play. 56 seconds remaining on the man advantage. 2:17 remaining in the game. Shots still well in favor of the U.S. They are outshooting Latvia by 20, 37-17. The shot difference in this one. Face-off would be just outside the American zone. Trocheck and Teddy Bluger on the draw. Bluger wins it. Played over here to Bontna. Clearing attempt goes off of the glove of Schmitz and out to Latvian ice, but it's going to be called a hand pass there, as I believe Yaks went back to try to pick it up. So another whistle stoppage. 2:07 left to go now in the game. Showing both of these goaltenders, Shilovs and Hellebuck. I think tomorrow, if we talk about the Olympics on the channel, we'll view Artur Shilov's performances in some good light. Came in relief, only allowed 1 goal to the U.S. Speaking of the U.S., they get another dump down the ice here. Schmitz brings it up, drops it. Teddy Bluger navigates around traffic, and his pass back to his point man a little bit too wide, and back out to center it goes. Absolutely no shot of getting set up whatsoever is this Latvian power play. Puck rimmed around the glass, and it goes down the length of the ice again. Out of the box comes, I believe, Brady Tkachuk. One of he or Brock Faber now out. McAvoy pass up into the neutral zone here. And indeed was Brady who came out of the box. The Tkachuk and Eichel line out there now. 1 minute left to go here in this hockey game. Zemgus Girgensons takes possession of it, circles behind his own net. He is being pestered by Brady Tkachuk. Girgensons now in the neutral zone, loses possession. Brady brings it back in, trying to spin away from, I believe that is Mamsic, the defenseman for Latvia. High slot shot from Matthew Tkachuk. Not sure if it made it on net or was blocked. Over against the boards now. Zirkles pinned there. Matthew Tkachuk, another shot attempt, knocked down by Freiberg. 15 seconds left. Dump in by Latvia. Save made by Hellebuck on that long-range shot. Over into the corner again. Eichel, he'll send it down the length of the ice. This is going to be icing on the U.S. with 2.4 seconds left to go. Maybe not as soft as what Eichel wanted at. It's officially 1.9 seconds on the score here. I will get this ready. I think it's fair enough to say this will turn out to be the final score. Pop that graphic up here in a second. 1.9 seconds. Just a customary dropping of the puck here, I'm sure. Maybe Latvia can get a quick shot off, but I would not bank on it. Face off to the left of Hellebuck. Brock Nelson with 2 goals in this game looks on from the bench. They put a few more seconds back on the clock here, make it 3.3 seconds. Face off, won by Jack Eichel to the corner. And the clock hits triple zeros. And Team USA, they begin the Winter Olympics with a 5-1 victory over Latvia. Good stuff. Good start from the U.S. Not much complaints about the way they played the game here. I guess the only complaint you can have is that we didn't really see this U.S. team and how they would have overcame adversity when they've been hemmed in their own zone. The entire game pretty much played in the Latvia end of the ice. The handshake lines now takes place. The 2 captains meet first, Dalgavins and Matthews, and it's a good way to start the tournament. Every single game in its own unique way has been exciting. By the way, the final score in the other game, Germany did beat Denmark 3-1, so looks like the first set of games, each team getting a taste of action in these Olympics. I don't think we have not seen any other team yet that has not played. There will be 4 games tomorrow, 2 games at 6 in the morning. But the headliner tomorrow, Switzerland and Canada, they will play each other at 3 o'clock. The U.S. will not play again until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States. That will be on Saturday when they take on Denmark, who lost this morning, I believe. Or no, they just lost to Germany. My bad. So thank you all for tuning in. 5-1, the final score. Outstanding game played by the U.S. Took them a little bit to overcome some issues with the refs and Latvia in the first period, but the second period on forward, it was all U.S. They did not look back. 5-1 win. Goals from guys who are going to be leading this team and need to lead this team throughout the Olympics, and goals from guys like Brock Nelson, who are going to be trusted upon in many different roles throughout this tournament on the fourth line. So that's going to do it. Thank you all for tuning in. We will be back here tomorrow night, live at around 5:30 for a typical Steel City Sports Report live stream covering all the latest in Pittsburgh sports news. If you have any interest in that, please come on back here tomorrow night. But we'll be back live 3 p.m. on Saturday for USA versus Denmark. Another game just like that. Just like this, we will cover live reactions and commentary. So hope you join me back here for that. On your way out, like this live stream, share this live stream, your thoughts on the game, leave in the comments section after the fact. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so that you never miss a thing here on the Steel City Sports Report. Again, up to 751 subscribers, gained 3 new subscribers today. I appreciate those of you who did that. And go check out the channel as well on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Steel City SR. Thank you all. Have a good rest of your Thursday night. Enjoy more Olympic hockey between now and Saturday at 3 o'clock, which is when we will be back covering more USA hockey. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.